This morning, millions of Americans are in the path of another dangerous winter storm sweeping across the country. It's causing blizzard conditions, heavy rain, bitter cold. You're looking at some pictures from Milwaukee right now. Near whiteout conditions have already been seen and have already set in parts of Nebraska. In Iowa, Monday's caucuses could be the coldest ever. The weather already upending campaign events there today. CNN's meteorologist Elisa Raffa is tracking all this for us. She's here with us now. Elisa, what are you watching most closely right now?
Kate, we have, for the second time this week, nearly every single state has some sort of alert, whether it's the winter alert, severe weather, wind, flooding. We are really watching all of it as we go through the next couple of days. Here's a look at the system. You can see the snow already pumping from Omaha to Chicago, and all of the lightning with some strong and severe storms stretching down to the Gulf Coast, where we have a tornado watch in effect through midday, because we are finding tornadoes just kind of spinning up embedded in this line. We're getting some of those little bits of rotation with the torrential rain. As we go through the afternoon, that severe risk continues to spread east. You could see that yellow slight risk there, level 2 out of 5, all the way to the Carolina coast, including Charleston and Wilmington. That's the warm part of the storm. The cold part of the storm, we've got blizzard warnings in effect for most of Iowa here, including Des Moines, where a lot of those caucus events are happening, because we're looking at maybe up to a foot of snow, 6 to 12 inches of snow in some locations, and 45-mile-per-hour gusts. It's going to drop visibility and make things incredibly dangerous. So you can see those blizzard conditions really popping as we go through the day today. The wind plus the snow, plus the severe side of this as well, headed into the Carolinas through the day today. The snow swirls through Friday in the upper Great Lakes there, with some of the heavy snow and the gusty winds, and then that flood threat continues to work its way into the northeast. Behind this, we have intense Arctic air that's going to spill into the central plains there, the coldest air that they've seen so far this season. But that as we look towards Monday, as we look at the Iowa caucus here, we will have wind chills. These are the real feel wind chills, up to minus 40 degrees below zero, minus 34 as we head into Monday. And when you have wind chills this extreme, this dangerous, you're talking about frostbite in 20 minutes or less. This is extremely dangerous, life-threatening. And it's the first bit of cold that they're seeing so far this winter, coming off the heels of one of the warmest winters that they've seen on record. So yeah, looking at all of the past caucuses that we've seen here in Des Moines, this will be by far the coldest, because we're looking at an average high at minus 4, might not even reach 0 degrees on Monday.
I was just getting reminded that graph is super helpful. I was trying to remember in 2016 when we were there, because I remember sitting there and thinking I was overdressed because it was actually too warm. I have a feeling it's not going to feel that way when we are there on Monday. Elisa, thank you so much. Sarah?
Kate, she said minus 40 degrees. I'm leaving. Like, there's no way. I can't. The people in Iowa are so hardy. I do not understand how they do it. And by the way, we're going live there now, where those absolutely dangerous temperatures are having a direct impact on the campaign trail. As you might imagine, who wants to be out in it?
Because Jeff said the weather is politics, and this is anti-politics. Let's go to the CNN weather anchor and correspondent. Elisa Raffa is tracking all of it. What do we see when it comes to what to expect, not just today, but this weekend, and most importantly, on Monday on Caucus Day?
Yeah, we're looking at temperatures not breaking 0 degrees on Caucus Day. Today, we have blizzard conditions out there. You know, there were a couple events scheduled for today, not happening. Look at the orange warning there. You've got 4 to 8 inches of snow plus 45-mile-per-hour gusts that's blowing around, snow, dropping visibility, making things very dangerous. You can see there on the radar right now where we have some heavy snow in Des Moines. That wind chill right now is 4 degrees, relatively warm compared to where we're going. You've got those wind chills already at 20 degrees below zero in northwest Iowa. That's because we have Arctic air that's going to spill into the upper Midwest, and that's going to really take these wind chills to dangerous levels. We're talking wind chills as cold as minus 45 going into Monday. You can get frostbite in 10 minutes or less with conditions like that. We're talking life-threatening, dangerous, and near record cold wind chills, again, continuing to stay very chilly. Here's a look at the past caucus temperatures, 30s, 40s. 2004, we hit 16 degrees, but as we go and look ahead towards Monday, we're looking at that high temperature, making it to -4, the highest temperature of the day. So any events in the morning will be well below zero. Again, factoring the wind chill, much colder than that. These are forecast high temperatures across the state of Iowa on Monday. Temperatures again 5 to 10 degrees below zero as we go through Monday. Factor in the wind chill. Look at this. You're looking at these wind chill values at 30 to 40 degrees below zero. So incredibly cold. Looking at wind chills happening or frostbite happening in minutes. So very dangerous.
You're really making me want to get right on that plane there, Elisa. Thank you so much.
Let's turn now to CNN meteorologist Elisa Raffa for the latest on the conditions in Iowa. Elisa, I have been trying to compile cold weather gear for the last couple of days because it just, I've never experienced, I've covered many a caucus. They've always been cold. I've always prepared for cold. It's never been anything like this, right?
Yeah, no, never. And if you're packing, layers are your friend. It's the air in between the layers that keeps you warm. But we've got a blizzard unfolding right now. Blizzard warning in effect for most of Iowa, where we're going to get up to 8 inches of snow. But what really packs the punch is the 45-mile-per-hour wind gust. That's what makes it a blizzard, is the wind whipping around the snow, dropping the visibility. Winter storm warnings stretch up to the Great Lakes. Here's a look at that radar right now. You can see where we have some of that heavy snow around Des Moines. Your wind chill right now is a whole 2 degrees. You have wind chills already about 25 degrees below zero from Sioux City and then up into northwest Iowa. Now behind this is when that huge Arctic plunge comes in as we go into the weekend and then on Monday while people are trying to head out to caucus events. So overnight going into Monday morning, here's a look at the wind chills, -45 in Des Moines. We put on here how much time it takes to get frostbite. We're talking 10 minutes out or less. This is dangerous, life-threatening cold as we go into Monday, and it continues to stick around. Looking at wind chills, again, -30 to -40. Here's a look at the past caucuses where we've had temperatures in the 30s and 40s. The coldest so far was 2004, a temperature of 16. But then if we put the forecast temperature on here for this one, we're looking at a high temperature of -4. That would be the warmest that it gets during the day. So it doesn't even look like we'll break zero as we go through the day on Monday. -4 there in Des Moines. And like I mentioned, once you factor in the wind chills as cold as -40. So please bundle up, stay safe.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say the low that's being forecast that morning, according to my iPhone, is -20, which is the hour that between 5 and 6, the hour that I'm going to be on television. So we're looking forward to it. Elisa Raffa, thank you very much for that.
Millions of Americans are right in the path of a dangerous winter storm that is sweeping across the country. Right now, nearly every single state, 49 out of the 50, under some type of weather alert.
And CNN meteorologist Elisa Raffa is tracking the conditions. All of this ahead of the Iowa caucuses on Monday. Elisa, forgive my pronunciation of meteorologist. That was terrible. How cold is it going to get?
I mean, in Iowa on caucus day, we're talking about temperatures not reaching zero and wind chills cold enough that you can get frostbite in 10 minutes or less. So dangerous cold. But like they mentioned, we're looking at alerts from this winter storm that's going to pull in that cold all across the country. Every state except Arizona has some sort of alert for cold, for wind, for rain, for flooding. You can see on the radar here where things are busy, we've got some of that snow that's packing from Omaha to Chicago, some strong thunderstorms to the south where we've got some lightning, still with a threat of maybe some damaging winds going into the afternoon. But that snow continues to pump across Iowa into the Great Lakes, and it also comes with some gusts up to 45 miles per hour. That's why we have that blizzard warning in effect in the orange for most of Iowa through the day today for up to 8 inches of snow, plus the 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Winter storm warnings stretch into Chicago. As all of this moves east and northeast, a flood watch is also in effect for a lot of the northeast here and even the mid-Atlantic. We're looking at 1 to 2 inches of rain on top of already saturated conditions and snow melt. So a lot of flooding there. Here's a look at how this plays out, continuing to pull the snow into the Great Lakes with those gusts 35 to 40 miles per hour. You can see the heavy rain across the southeast, lifting into New England as we go into the day tomorrow. Then that cold really starts to spill in, that Arctic air, and that's what's going to make the caucus one of the coldest that they've ever seen. Look at these wind chills. These are overnight wind chills at minus 45. That is the real feel. Frostbite in 10 minutes or less. That is dangerous, that is life-threatening, and very extreme, and we're going to keep them as we go into Monday. Here's a look at the Caucuses, the past ones, right? Temperatures in the 30s and 40s for the most part. 2004, you had a temperature of 16. This will by far be the coldest caucus, with that high temperature at only minus 4. That is the air temperature, probably not getting to 0. And then once you factor in the winds, we're looking at wind chill values, like I said, minus 30, minus 35, minus 40, so incredibly dangerous. The forecast high temperatures again across the state, not breaking 0 on Monday.
I'm supposed to head there tomorrow.
I'm sure it'll be
Layers,
fine.
People were talking about, layers. People were talking about how it might affect turnout among voters. I'm afraid about how it might affect my turnout. I think I'm going to probably shelter in place. Elisa Raffa, thank you so much.